What's up, YouTube? Back for another video. So yeah, let's just get into it. This is just gonna be like a simple collection update. I've amassed, like I said in the last video, I've acquired enough in the last couple months where I feel like I could probably do about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 collection updates. Just depends on, um, just how much I want to show in a given video. So today I got like five albums to show, and these aren't all from like the same haul, but like I just felt like these five probably went together maybe the best. Um, just talking about them, and they probably all kind of fit that same mood maybe. But anyways, let's just get into it. So this first one, these all I think. Let me look. Yeah, these all, well, with the exception of one, 4 out of the 5 of these came from McKay's, and the one that did not, I'll tell you when we get there. But this first one came from McKay's, and this one like it is funny, kind of a funny story. I was looking through, and I was actually looking for Judas Priest out. I was looking through the Judas Priest albums, see what they had, see if there's anything that I didn't have that they had. And I was looking through, and this was like the second or third album back, and I was like, okay, this isn't supposed to be here, but like, holy shit, I got to get this because like, one, I love this band, and two, to find an album like this out in the wild, is especially at a used CD store in East Tennessee was just crazy to me. I'm like, I have to get this. I don't think I'll probably ever see this album in the wild ever again. And that album is Thy Dying Light from Judas Iscariot. Um, I mean, I love this album. I love this band. Um, there's the inside. Just this is like the second album I think from '96, and this is pretty much like um, I guess it's really early on in the catalog, so Judas Iscariot is kind of still in their like Dark Throne worship phase, which like there's nothing wrong with that. They do it great. They're one of the I don't know if you would say pioneers, but they were one of the first kind of U.S. black metal bands I would say that was worth a shit and was unique. Um, because I mean, hell, in '96 there wasn't a lot of U.S. black metal, and if there was, correct me down in the comments. But I don't think there was a lot of U.S. black metal in 1996. But yeah, just some fucking awesome black metal, Dark Throne worship. Like I said, nothing wrong with that. Especially like the first song, which is actually probably my favorite. I think it's so weird the titles on here. I think it's called. Um, Actually, I don't even know. I think it's but Eternals beheld his vast forests. I guess it doesn't really it doesn't have like it looks like just a one long paragraph, but I think each line is names a song. So yeah, what the first song on the record? I should have done my research a little more, but yeah, the first song on the album is probably the best song and probably the one I would say go check out for sure if you don't check out anything else off this album. But yeah, Judas Iscariot, Thy Dying Light. So moving on, we're gonna get into these next 3 albums are all from the same band, and it's one of these bands. They're one of my favorite bands, and I've been kind of knocking out, um, you know, or filling in big holes in my collection of this band because before I got these 3 albums, which I think these were all different. Well, 2 of them come from McKay's, and the other I ordered offline. But yeah, each trip I would kind of buy another one. And actually, I think in my last collection update, um, there was another album from this band that I got from McKay's that filled in another hole in the collection, and that band is In Flames, and this is their 1997 album, Whoracle. I mean, what can be said um, about or if what has been said about, or what am I trying to say here? What's not already been said about classic era In Flames? I mean, those first um, probably 5 or 6 albums you just can't beat, and as the booklet almost falls out. But yeah, just awesome melodic death metal. They're probably at their peak right here. I don't know if this is my favorite album from the band, but it's certainly up there. But this was right in the middle of that initial run of albums, which was, like Lunar Strain, the Subterranean EP, Jester Race, Whoracle, Colony, Clayman, Reroute to Remain. Um, yeah, just that initial run of albums was really fucking good, and this was right smack dab in the middle of that. I would probably say, um, this would probably be a good one to start with the band. Probably this one and like Colony for sure, because you can start to hear on this album that they're starting to change their sound, and on Colony, but of course, it wouldn't be until you know almost 10 years later where we would really see them start to kind of soften their sound. But yeah, awesome fucking album from one of my favorite bands, In Flames Whoracle. Check it out. So the next album is one that well, that In Flames had announced was coming out. Um, for a while now that it's a reissue. And as soon as I saw that they were putting this out, I love this album so much that I had to get this. And actually, um, I've already shown this album in another collection update, but I've not shown this version of the album. And if you can tell by the shirt that I have on, um, it is the 20th anniversary of the Clayman album. And so, yeah, this album came out 20 years ago, and I got this back in, I guess, late August, early September. And I've been meaning to talk about this, but like I said in a previous, I guess the previous video, I just really didn't have any motivation to make a video. But now that I do, of course, it's been long overdue. But we're talking about this album, and we're gonna talk about everything it came with. So yeah, I mean, um, again, just like Whoracle, just a classic album. They were already starting to kind of change their sound on this album. There was a lot more clean vocals, and it wasn't as heavy as say the albums that came before, but it's still just a ripping fucking album, and probably the last, I would say, pure melodic death album that they made. There's the back, and yeah, just a fucking amazing album. There's the inside, cool shit. Um, Yeah, the good song. Oh, I didn't even mention good songs off of um, Whoracle, but just check the whole album out. The whole album's great, and I would say the same for this album. But the standouts would be, of course, Only for the Weak. I'd say would be the biggest song. Pinball Mat, Bullet Ride, um, Square Nothing is an amazing song. Swim has like my favorite like melodic guitar riff probably of all time on it. I mean, it's just fucking awesome. But yeah, I pre-ordered this back in, I guess, probably May or June or something whenever it was announced, and I got the bundle that included the album and then this shirt which has the album cover on it, and then it came with this poster which I just hung up the other day, and then this up here, which is a set list of this show. This was live at CBGB in 2000, which I'm sure was an amazing show. Um, but yeah, just absolutely awesome fucking bundle. It was like totally worth the price, I would say. Of course, I don't think you can probably get it now. It's probably sold out. But yeah, the shirt, album with the 5 bonus tracks, two posters, pretty fucking cool. And I'll just touch on the bonus tracks before I move on. Nothing special. Um, I mean, they're okay. I think if they had a little better production, like I think the production takes the wind out of the re-recorded songs. But I mean, I will say the instrumental medley that comes, like, it's the first bonus track, the instrumental medley called Times and Variations in D minor. that's really fucking awesome. It's like orchestral uh, medley of all the songs on this album. It's like strings. It's really fucking great. It's pretty. It almost, I would say, that kind of sound like a pussy, but it almost moved me to tears the first time I heard it. It's really awesome. But yeah, Clayman 2020, definitely worth the money if you can find somebody that's selling the bundle for a reasonable price. I would say it's definitely worth the money. But yeah, check it out. Moving on, this is also an In Flames album, and this is one that um, also came from McKay's that I saw, and I was like, I think the initial run when I went through there, I saw like this album, the Clayman that I showed in a video a couple months ago, and then a Whoracle and maybe another one. I can't remember the other one, but I think it's still there. But that is In Flames, soundtrack to your escape. Um, this one came out in 2004. This is kind of like, um, this one came out after Reroute to Remain, and Reroute to Remain was kind of like the transition album into their new sound, and this one was kind of like, I would say, the pinnacle of that kind of middle era of the band, because you've got like the initial run through Clayman, and then I would say you've got the next, like the mid period starting with Reroute, and then this one came out after, and I would say Come Clarity would probably, which came after this, would be in that era too. And then after that, they've really softened up, and I still like it, um, probably because I'm just a fanboy of this band, but I like I said, I still like it. I know a lot of people don't, but like, this album was still when they were heavy as shit, and this album's still really fucking good. It's pretty. It's still, I would say, melodic death metal, just with some maybe alternative metal influences. Um, there's the back. There's the inside. Really, I mean, I used to, for whatever reason, I ignored this album for a long fucking time. This and Come Clarity. I mainly listened to the first six and then the newest stuff. And that middle period I kind of ignored. But, of course, I've checked it out since then. But absolutely love this album. And, of course, like I said, a lot of people would put that classic period as like the first six. I would include this album too, um, you know, because it's probably got the heaviest song of their fucking career. The album opener, Friend, is an amazing fucking it's Fiend with the R in parentheses, Friend. But yeah, it's an amazing song, heavy as shit. Dead Alone's really good. Um, In Search for Eyes really good. Dial 595 Escape is really good. Just a really kind of, I would say, a solid mid period, that weird period of melodic death metal when this came out. It's a really solid album for its time. Yeah, just awesome fucking album. Check it out. In Flames, soundtrack to your escape. And finally, we're going to switch gears just a little bit from extreme metal to more, I guess, a more traditional kind of sounding band. And I mean, but I still feel like this band kind of fits the whole vibe of these other albums in the video. The darker kind of metal sound. But this is a band that I'll give a shout out to Disheveled by Dawn again. They made a top 20 songs list on this band, and it kind of inspired me to check them out, and I've really been hooked ever since. And I've been looking for some albums from this band for a while now, and I finally found some out in the wild. Well, I found this one, and then there's another one that I didn't pick up. Hopefully, it's still there next time I go, by this band. But this band is Danzig, and this is Danzig IV. Um, you know, this is the kind of um, end cap of that initial classic period of Danzig. This one's kind of got some gothic and industrial influences to it. I really fucking dig this album. I mean, it's really fucking awesome. You know, I don't know what the hell this cover. I think the cover is like the Danzig skull or some shit, but I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, if you can see it there, it's got like the Danzig IV sticker because originally there wasn't gonna have anything on it, but they forced him to put like a sticker on the wrap supposedly, and I guess whoever owned this before me stuck that bad boy on there. But yeah, Danzig IV, um, possibly my favorite. Um, I mean, I really flip flop on Danzig 2, 3, and 4 on which one is my favorite. But yeah, on any given day, it can be one of those albums that's my favorite Danzig. Um, but yeah, this one, obviously, because this is the first Danzig album that I've owned, um, it's obviously gotten the most plays, and that might be why I probably think it's my favorite. But yeah, this one's definitely gotten the most plays out of me from any Danzig album that I've heard. I think I've pretty much listened to everything except the newest one, which I'll get to pretty soon. Black Laden Crown or Black Laden Crown or however you say it. But yeah, Danzig IV. Um, like I said, I probably spend this one the most. Um, just an awesome fucking album. I mean, it's got of course, it's still got John Christ and Eerie Vaughn and Chuck Biscuits. It's still the original lineup. Of course, it would dissolve soon after this album came out, but it's still got your classic, John Christ guitar work. There's no track listing on the back, so I'm having to look at the CD. But Brand New God, awesome opener. Um, Until You Call in the Dark, probably the one most people know off this album if you don't know anything else. Dominion's awesome. Um, I Don't Mind the Pain. I mean, that's probably that one and Until You Call in the Dark and Dominion. I would say are probably top 10 Danzig songs for me. I'll have to follow in the footsteps of Disheveled by Dawn over there and maybe make a top 20 Danzig at some point. Um, but yeah, all those would definitely make the list. But yeah, I love all those songs, and of course, there's other songs: Stalker Song, Little Whip, Can't Speak. Um, you know, awesome songs. But yeah, Danzig 4. If you've never checked out Danzig, I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of the first four if you want to get into them. But yeah, this one's highly recommended for me. Danzig 4. Check it out. So yeah, there we have it. There's a collection update down. I mean, if you've been following my Instagram, which I'll leave that down in the description, my music Instagram that is, then you'll know that I've kind of been making some record store runs, to various places around where I live, FYE, McCase, the Basement Records over there in South Knoxville. Um, so yeah, I've got plenty more to show, and I can't wait to talk about it. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Take care and keep it metal.